Signs in both English and Afrikaans in Johannesburg, 1957. Pea pickers from Vermont at Squatters Camp, Napomo, circa 1930s. The surviving crew of the Titanic, 1912. From left to right, first row, Ernest Archer, Frederick Fleet, Walter Perkins, George Simons and Frederick Clench. Second row, Arthur Bright, George Hogg, John Moore, Frank Osman and Henry Etches. The psychedelic hippie fashion in London during the 1960s. Graffiti on soldiers' helmets during the Vietnam War. Women haul in heavy fishing nets on the upper branch of the Mekong River, taking over a job usually done exclusively by men, 1974. Workers set up a sign warning pedestrians they are leaving the American sector of Berlin, Germany, on Wiener Strasse, Vienna Street, in the district of Kreuzberg in West Berlin, on August 13, 1961. Fidel Castro plays basketball during a state visit to Sofia, Bulgaria, 1972. The oldest generation of people to ever be photographed, circa 1840 to 1850. Anti-aircraft fire over Suomenlinna, Helsinki, Finland, circa 1939 to 1945. A woman passenger climbs out of the rear window of a tram in Detroit, Michigan, on June 21, 1943, after a mob halted the car in an effort to remove the black passengers on board during race riots. Joseph Mambo, Africans in German Imperial Army, 1870 to 1918. High school typing classes from 1950s to 1970s. Coffee served on porch of antebellum mansion, at party for cadets from local Army Flying School, Mississippi, U.S., 1943. Organ grinders, New York City, 1896. Mountains of the Holy Land in old photographs, the Garden of Gethsemane and Mount of Olives, Jerusalem, 1915. Betsy Head Pool, New York City, 1940. Japan, 1908. Captured by American forces in the Taegu area of South Korea on October 8, 1950, these North Korean girls are marched to a train that will take them to a prisoner of war camp at Pusan. A man panning for gold on Nome Beach, Alaska, circa 1900 to 1930. Surrounded by invisible death, Great War's Western Front, 1917. These old photos show what high school looked like in the 1970s. An Afro-Abkhazian mountaineer, circa 1870 to 1890. A pushcart vendor cleans fresh fish before weighing it for a customer at the corner of Orchard St. and Stanton in the Jewish section of New York's Lower East Side, June 1, 1946. Airmen Female pilot Eddie Gardner and journal reporter Muriel Kelly, August 30, 1920. Myra Canyon Trestle Bridge near Kelowna, British Columbia. Constructed by Kettle Valley Railway, 1850s to 1900s. Rings and Poles, Bronx Park, New York, 1911. Stockholm, Uppland, Sweden, circa 1940s to 1950s. Early days of washing machines, 1880s to 1950s. General store, early 20th century. As fellow troopers aid wounded comrades, the first sergeant of a company, 101st Airborne Division, guides a medevac helicopter through the jungle foliage to pick up casualties suffered during a 5-day patrol near Hue, Vietnam, in April of 1968. Belgian aviator, Hélène Dutrieu, was also a cycling champion, stunt motorcyclist, racing car driver, stunt driver and war ambulance driver. She was nicknamed, not unsurprisingly, the Human Arrow, 1914. English classic bombshell, 1960s to 1970s, Caroline Munro. Betty Page, Queen of Pinups, 1950s.